What's going on, it's Grady from the Breakevens, giving you another AFL Supercoach video. Today, we are continuing on our player profiles, and we have one of the most surprising breakouts last year. He went from a small forward that did stuff all, you don't look at him, to someone who actually scored quite well towards the end of the season. It is Brent Daniels from the GWS Giants. Before we get into him, though, if you've missed any of the other videos, make sure you go check them out and give them a like and subscribe to the channel for daily AFL Supercoach content this pre-season. Use code 266136 to join the Breakevens AFL Supercoach League. It's open and unlimited, so anyone can join. So if you haven't joined, again, the code is 266136. If you've got any questions, hit me up on X at Breakevens Pod or on Facebook, the Breakevens. Without further ado, let's get into Brent Daniels, who comes in at 485k as a forward. So in 2024, he had an average of 85.9, and that was his best Supercoach year to date. Now, you might think 85.9 doesn't sound great. It was the end of the year. That was huge. We'll get into that very, very shortly. So in 2024, he had a low score of 52, which, not great. But he had a high score of 195. Absolutely insane. After the GWS mid-buys, he had 5 scores over 100. Which pretty good for a small forward. So he had 11 games during this period. He averaged 101.2 Supercoach points in those 11 games after the bye. And these were his scores. So he went 105, 107, 66, 63, 125, 52, 89, 132, 86, 93, and he finished off the year of 195. Damn. So what happened during this time? So he had a role change. So usually he'd play deep pocket. He'd be that defensive pressure sort of guy inside forward 50. But then his role changed to that high half forward. He started to push up the ground onto the wings and into the contest. So he started to get around the ball a lot more. His tackles increased. He had 2 games where he had 11 tackles and 13 tackles, which is insane. It's 4 points for a tackle. Even if you have 10, that's 40 points just on tackles. Insane. In the game where he went 195, so his biggest game to date, these were his stats: 29 disposals, 7 marks, 13 tackles, 4 frees, 4 and 3 goals. He averaged 1.69 points per minute, which is elite. That's Marcus Bontempelli type scores. That's Gone in the ruck type scores, or averages. So absolutely insane. Now, obviously, he's not going to do that every game, is he? Because that game's just, you can see why I got 195 Supercoach points. Now, the good thing is there's no real change this season. No real change in season stats from 24 versus 23, except for the tackles, which was the big increase. But if you think it was the first half of the season, it was the same old role. Then after that was when he had the role change. So in that time, his tackles increased from 3.3 to 4.7. So tackling machine. And that's what we love to see. Now, can Brent Daniels continue this form this year? He's priced at 89.9. So he's slightly overpriced on his average last season by 4 points. Can he continue it? I believe he looks to have the same role. They really enjoyed his impact that he had there. So it'd be silly not to. And obviously he was playing good football as well. And GWS is a very good side. So if everyone's playing well, the team's going to play well. So if he's playing that high half forward, he could definitely do very well. I don't think he's going to average 100. I think he could go 90 quite comfortably and maybe push 95, which could be top 8 to 10 forwards this season. Would I start him? I probably wouldn't start him just because they have that early buy. And with our forward lines also being a lot cheaper, most people will have one of Horn Francis or Rankin. If you have both, good on you. But then a lot of people are going to have Jack McRae, Bailey Smith, Caleb Daniel, Riley Sanders has come into the conversation as of late. They're going to have all these stacked mid-priced players. So Brent Daniels at 485. It's basically 100K cheaper to get Jack McRae, who's playing full midfield, and we know he can score very well in that role. So you probably wouldn't be starting Daniels at all. You with that early buy and those players that have these roles 100% certain that they're going to be in those roles, they're locked in. You'd be silly to go Daniels over someone cheaper who could most likely do better. And we don't know what his role this season is going to be. We're just guessing that it's going to be the same just because it worked so well last year, but could be different, But GWS have lost a few players, so Callahan goes from the wing possibly inside because you've got Perryman and Peatling missing and Cumming as well, who played some minutes through the midfield during the year. So does that mean a young guy comes in to the wing? So then Daniels is stuck up forward, maybe not on that attacking side as much. Do they get injuries? So he has to play a little bit taller than what he is. We don't know what is going to happen. And that uncertainty, it's a little risky. Obviously, if you are doing draft, Daniels would be a great pickup, 100% great pickup. But for classic, you're probably waiting to see what his role is. You pick him up mid-season buy if he's going over, 95 to 100. If he's doing that, pick him up then. But I think for now, you've got McRae, Smith, Daniel, Sanders that are cheaper, who could quite easily average 100. So a skip for now on Brent Daniels. And on that note, that is going to do it for today's video. So if you like what you heard or saw, make sure you go check out all the other videos, give them a like and subscribe to the channel for daily Supercoach content this pre-season. Use code 266136 to join the Breakevens AFL Supercoach League. Once again, code 266136. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up on X, the Breakevens Pod, or on Facebook, the Breakevens. That's going to do it for today. I'll be back here again tomorrow for another video. So until then, it's bye for now.